There's one man you didn't name that could
who?
be the backup and lead this team to a Super Bowl.
Malik Willis.
There's two men you didn't name that could go from here.
We might just get hit with the
Apparently, Bleacher Report just announced that she will be in attendance for the Chiefs-Jets game.
Why are we getting Bleacher Report announcements for Taylor Swift's whereabouts?
I guess she's her. You know what I mean? Some might even say that's what happens when you with good milk. You know what I mean? Good milk will do that. That's what I heard. I don't know nothing about that.
I don't ever want you to say that phrase again in your life.
What good milk man? You feel me? I don't know.
I think you have to stop saying that.
Is that problematic to say? I'm a black
know.
man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I don't know. I just don't want to hear those words again. I just don't want to hear those words again.
Oh shit, man! Welcome back to another episode, an illustrious episode, an amazing episode of the Play for Keeps podcast. I am your host, Greg Goods. My other host, Canada. So Jax, how we doing, man?
I am actually, I'm actually doing horrible. I wish I was back in Canada.
God damn.
Because that was fun. I was on a work trip to Canada, and it feel like, have you ever been somewhere and the air is just different? Like that's what it was, bro. Like, also it's like slightly on a higher elevation. I didn't know that, but like maybe that's why the air was different. But like there was like trees everywhere. Like the oxygen just made you feel alive. Like it wasn't any like smog or anything, no pollution. And the sun was shining and stuff. You could see stars. It was crazy.
You just named some basic shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. You made it seem like you came from poverty.
You can't see the stars in Houston. There's too many buildings.
You are kind of right. You kind of right.
Exactly. You can't breathe normally in Houston because it's too much smog.
You right. Actually, yeah.
Exactly. Like
that Gulf Coast. Yeah. It's been a minute. My bad. It's been a minute. I'm like, damn.
There's no more trees here. They build buildings now. There's no trees here. It's nice to see. I seen a squirrel, bro. Like when the last time I seen a squirrel? Exactly.
I don't really see squirrels no more.
It was just out in nature. It was a black squirrel. I didn't know those were a thing.
You should have won a skunk, nigga.
No, skunks have a stripe.
It was a black squirrel.
Yes, bro.
I don't think I've ever seen a black squirrel.
Exactly.
A nigga squirrel kind of go crazy. Not gonna lie to you,
bro.
I ain't gonna hold you.
But how have you been in my absence?
Man, kind of cool, kind of great. You know what I mean? nothing. Kind of, look. At the end of the day, it's starting to get a little cold out here. We touching mid 40s. At night, high 50s, low 60s, like as peak day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's hoodie season, man. Look, when I tell you, I can only speak for this part of the East Coast. It is nothing like it. I think fall. When people say fall is the best season, I didn't understand it until I got here, and I'm like, okay, this is what fall's supposed to be.
Really?
Like if you've ever been. Like, if you see the Macy's commercials when they try to give you, like, the fall session or season, I thought that was a facade. Like, that's how it really be up here. Like, it really, leaves really fall during fall. You know what I mean? Like, it really be cold for real. Nick, the kids really be, in the pile, having fun in the leaves. Like, like they really do that out here. And the scenery is great. Like, and there's trees here. Like there's mad trees. So you see this shit ton of green leaves turn into like orange. It's a beautiful scenery. And there's mountains. The bears go away. They're starting their hibernation.
Y'all did get a bear at y'all. Didn't a bear pull up to your job one day?
Absolutely it did. And I've seen my first week working here. I saw a baby bear, and my first black instinct was the mama is out here somewhere. So
if I ever see you seen that video on Twitter where like that bear was eating at that table?
Yeah.
Like
And that's a
baby
small
bear.
one. That's
Exactly.
a small one.
The mom is somewhere. I would. Oh, once that bear left, I'll go into hiding.
Nah, black bears are like the quote unquote friendly. I don't believe in friendly, but like they're the more tame ones. It's the brown ones you got to chill out with. Like the brown ones, like cocaine bear. That was a brown bear.
That was a great movie.
Great movie, but yeah. Other than that, it's been cool. Watched a lot of football. Some games against my own will, but it's a part of the nature, man. I can't complain, bro. Can't complain. A lot of topics to get into while you were out in Canada. Wait, was like your shit was like work?
Yeah.
Like, did you run in the peak at the time? Because Peak was in Canada.
I was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, maybe it's because that
like
episode dropped. Oh, so that episode just dropped late. Okay, I'm like, damn, y'all niggas dropped at the same.
Nah.
Okay, at the same time.
He went to like Toronto or something. I was on the other side.
What part were you at?
Calgary.
Oh, I don't know why I asked. Like I knew that.
Exactly.
I don't know where that shit at, nigga. Is that closest to like the California side? Like
yeah.
Okay,
I think it's above like Montana or something. Like it's like it's not like right above Montana, but it's like in that like area or whatever.
Oh, you was nowhere close to the East Coast. Okay, I know.
Nah.
Oh yeah, Midwest Canada.
I don't
know. Province. That's what they call it.
I don't know what these things is called.
Anyway, so many basketball topics to go into and football topics.
It's really like a holiday.
Yeah, it is. But before we get in there, we're speaking basketball. I was mentioning the Jacks about, and you know how I be with my research, you know what I mean, with the basketball. And I learned something about Isaiah Thomas. That was kind of crazy. And he thought I was talking about running for the grind. Isaiah Thomas, the 5 foot, well, they both short, but like the modern day Isaiah Thomas. No cap. Jax, do you know how he got his name?
I would like to assume his parents just like the basketball player.
No, that's incorrect. Actually, his name, James Thomas is his father. Okay. Now, James Thomas and the Thomas family, they are very diehard Lakers fans, right? Diehard Lakers fans. Love Magic, of course, all that stuff. They hate Isaiah Thomas. They hate the bad boy Pistons. They do not fuck with that nigga. So, he hates this nigga so much that James Thomas is with his friend one day and makes a bet. He says, and this is facts. This has been recorded. Everybody knows this. It's even on Wikipedia. I didn't even know it was on Wikipedia. It's on Wikipedia. So everybody can confirm this. He made a bet with his friend that if the Lakers get beat by the Detroit Pistons in that year's NBA Finals, he would name his son after Isaiah Thomas. The Pistons swept the Los Angeles Lakers that year.
Oh
my. Now, I don't want to be disrespectful. You know what I mean? I don't want to give disrespectful because, you know, Black lives do matter. But my girl would never go for no shit like that.
That's a crazy bet.
As a black mother, there's no way you go for that. And I figured out what ended up happening anyway. But off of just pure reaction, what is your reaction to something like that?
That's a crazy bet. That's a bet that I would make with the full intent to never follow through with it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll name my son. No, it's not. Like, be for real, bro. Like I'd be lying to you if I would make that bet with you. I would never do nothing like that. Unless it was a name I already wanted to name my child. But also naming my child after a celebrity is odd to me. Like, I don't know how you feel. That's weird, but to each their own, I guess.
So you feel some type of way about them niggas that are named Kobe right now? Because Kobe only came from one nigga, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can't lie to me. There's no biblical term about Kobe beef, nothing. No, nigga. You named that after Kobe Bryant.
The only acceptable time to name your child after a celebrity is if you name your child Jalen, because everybody named their kid Jalen because of Jalen Rose, and that name just sort of took off. So it's its own thing now.
There's different abbreviations of Jalen too. You know,
it's its own thing now. But like, I would stop naming your kids after celebrities, bro. Be for real.
A non-LeBron James kid being called LeBron.
Like that's
you know
there's gonna be some LeBrons coming into like the NBA in like a couple of years. It's gonna piss me off so much.
Fuck. Oh damn. Now, the funny thing about this is that as the year goes on, he actually grows into the name. He actually doesn't mind it as much as he used to. Or like he doesn't hate it as much. His son ends up being born right before that matchup even starts, and the mother only agrees to use Isaiah if the spelling is is of the biblical term. So that's why there's a difference between the Isaiah on there and the Isaiah that is currently. I think the biblical term
has
is
an
like
extra A.
Has an extra A on there.
Yeah.
And Isaiah is just Isaiah. So that's the only reason the mom was even on board with it. But even then, I was just like, there's no way y'all niggas is just going to family functions. Like, yo, how did we come up with Isaiah? And you come up with that? That's crazy.
I mean, like, you don't got to tell nobody how you came with the kid's name, though. I would just
on the internet now. It's on the internet now. We can all find out.
Yeah. I wouldn't have let that slip out, but hey, people are weird, so.
Hey, look, if he didn't slip it out, old homeboy that he made a bet with, he was gonna let niggas know. And the niggas decided to make the league too. Hey, yo, his dad was actually a sicko. Not like a bad person, but like he was definitely against his son playing basketball because he was so short. So he would intentionally take him at 9 or 10 years old to go to the park and play with grown ass men like 18, 19-year-olds. So that like he would be discouraged.
Is this a fact you're telling me?
This is this is fact. This is fact.
What is wrong with his father? Like,
because he didn't want his son to really be hooping like that for real. Because he's 5'9", he didn't think he was gonna go to the league for real. Because who the fuck is 5'9" going to the league? And it just made Isaiah Thomas stronger. And he ended up averaging 30 plus points a game his senior year of high school. Got a scholarship to go to Washington, and from there, the story takes on. And he becomes a really great basketball player for a short period of time before he, injures himself and all that stuff. But his story is actually kind of crazy. No. They wanted him to have a plan B, and he was just like, yo, my plan B is to make my plan A stronger. Like, he was determined to go to the league, and his father was like, he did it. He did it, though.
Averaging 30 points, and he were 5'9" is crazy. Like, nobody, that's not talked about enough. Like, people are like, oh, yeah. Like, when you talk about Isaiah Thomas, people often like say you're misremembering him and they're making him like bigger than he really was, but he was actually cold in 30 points a game at 5'9" against people who are
elite talent,
a foot taller than you.
You going band for band with John Wall and in the second round of the playoffs. Like, as a starting, the offense is revolved around you at 5'9". Jaylen Brown is on the team as a rookie, but they're revolving everything around you.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yo, like, that run was crazy that they had. And
they did him dirty. And they did him so very dirty.
Yeah, I read about that, and that's pretty much like that's where my research came from, because I was like revisiting that and realizing that like the doctor staff, like the medical staff, fucked him over huge. And people don't want to talk about that. But as soon as like Isaiah Thomas left, like 2 or 3 years later, they fired that whole medical staff for Boston. So they did there was some bullshit at play. They just don't want to admit it. They're going to be like, he's 5'9", he wasn't supposed to be. Look, there's some give and take, because had they done the right thing, we probably wouldn't have had all these crazy performances from him during that playoff time, but at the same time, he would have had a longer career.
But honestly,
it's crazy. I don't know.
At least he got his money.
he was about to get more money though.
That's true.
He was talking about bringing out the Brinks trucks. You feel me? Like he was definitely about to get paid. That's crazy. But I mean, he got money though.
Yeah.
He definitely was not supposed to be here. But that was my little story. Before we get into the basketball, in NBA, where do we want to start? Where do we want to start off first?
We're gonna address some comments that
Okay.
Steven Jackson made, and I don't really. I'll let him say it because he can say it better than I can. So I'll just play it and let you guys listen.
Hey, what up, world? We out here in all the smoke in LA doing some epic shit, right? And I'm tired of seeing this shit on Instagram coming from basketball players, and that's why a lot of y'all losers. It's no way, if you ain't come from nothing, then you understand why people say they would rather 50 million and a championship. Because I care about being the best at what the gift God gave me. It would suck to play the game of basketball and never say you was a champion. You was never the best in the world. 50 million is enough for people who come from nothing. We know how to make that work. That 50 million is like 200 million to us. But it goes to show the people who struggled and the people who didn't struggle. Talking about, I'll take 100 million and fuck the championship. Nah, I'll take 50 million and that championship. But you're not a winner. You don't want to be the best. You just want to maintain them and just go along. Nah, that's the difference between a lot of the champions and y'all. Yeah, y'all made y'all money, but y'all wasn't the best at nothing.
Hey, wait. You want to go first? You want to go first? You want it?
I'll let you go. I have to find something really fast. I'll let you go.
Hey, are you about to find? You about to pull up something? That you finna pull up? What you about to pull up?
Wait, what you think I'm finna pull up?
I thought you were about to pull up some shit that happened in San Antonio. It was a report.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay, shit. If you won't, I will. I will bring that bitch up.
Okay.
Steven Jackson, shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I promise you, I don't give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about you winning a fucking championship. The first thing, when Steven Jackson comes to your mind, let's just stick with on the court. Because there's a lot of shit we can talk about off the court. This nigga checks in with teenagers when they go to the city of Chicago
really
with their fucking
like,
big bros, nigga. That's the only thing.
Is the only thing I think of when I think of Steven Jackson now, honestly.
I think about that. I think about all the smoke. On the basketball court, what's the first image that comes to your mind when you think about Steven Jackson?
Nothing on the court, just those little kids. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
On God, the first thing that comes to mind is the Malice in the Palace when you was beating niggas up in the fucking stands. That's the first thing. That wasn't a championship moment, nigga. The next thing I remember is you being on the We Believe Warriors, that We Believe Warriors team, or being with Golden State. I don't know if you was with the We Believe team. I think you were.
Yeah, he was.
I just want to make sure. I don't want to misquote myself. You know, these niggas on Instagram, they quick to correct your bitch ass. Steven Jackson, that's the second thing I remember. You did not win a championship. I remember your bitch ass with the Charlotte Bobcats.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember, me personally, my granny's a Spurs fan, so I know that you played for the Spurs, you won a championship. But nobody here sits here and thinks about, that nigga sacrificed money to go get a motherfucking championship. Because guess what, nigga? On top of that, you done made me activate my trap card, nigga. On top of that, you left San Antonio. A reporter came to you and said, hey, do you have any regrets of leaving the championship? You know what your bitch ass said? Your bitch ass said, no, I got my money, though. You the same bitch ass nigga you talking about. You the same nigga. No, I'm saying. You the same nigga. You just talking to yourself. You just talking to yourself. It's just dumb. It's the wrong message and the wrong fucking messenger. I have never heard that ever in my fucking life be a wrong message and a wrong messenger. That's crazy.
I feel like everything he says is the wrong messenger, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I like Steven Jackson before he started talking. Even I liked him when I just knew him for the podcast, and then he started talking even more. I guess he figured out how to go live on Instagram, and it just his stocks in my mind have just fallen drastically, bro. Like he literally has a quote saying that he left the Spurs because they tried to pay him Manu's money. Like, Steven, please.
Oh my God, bro.
Why are you like this? Oh my gosh. Why is he like this?
No, he's a Muslim, blood. You know what I mean? He's a Muslim Paru that smokes weed, but he quit yesterday, but he gonna start again.
Like in the video, I know he made a big deal about stopping smoking too. So I remember
that the nigga that doesn't curse, but then cuss like 7 times in this fucking video, lifts weights, but eats fried chicken. I don't know what you want, nigga. This is a walking contradiction every time I see this nigga, bro. I appreciated this nigga from 2017 to about 2019, 2020. He was decent from there from a talking standpoint because the nigga really wasn't talking about his own personal views.
We need to know that tweet that said we all need to know less about each other. That tweet it rings in my head every single day. We all need to know less about it. We weren't designed to know this much about this many people. We weren't designed to know this many people's opinions.
Nah, you see this nigga facial. You see this nigga facial expression every time niggas bring up the word LeBron James. That nigga throws an on-air temper tantrum every time that nigga anybody has something positive to say about LeBron. That nigga just rolls his eyes. Don't worry, I'll make a video about it. But like you just see this nigga just lose his control. I don't know what happened with this nigga and LeBron James. That nigga don't fuck with him. This nigga just be talking. Any nigga named Steven, by the way, going on right now, has just been on some weird shit recently. Nigga, any nigga, and you know what I'm talking about, any nigga named Steven been on some weird shit. Steven, I'm talking about you too, nigga. You not far. You don't get a chance to hide, nigga.
What did Steven do?
It don't matter. It's provocative and it makes sense to me. That's crazy.
I'm like, what did Steven do?
I didn't want to fuck up this nigga last name, so I'm gonna just say Steven. You know what I'm talking about.
He's gonna hear this and be so confused.
I understand. It's all love, Steven. It was for a bit. I was really just talking about Steven. It's cool. But
Steven is sort of never mind.
Yeah, Steven on some other shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not afraid to say that shit. That nigga's on some other shit. Power tripping ass nigga. That shit crazy. Yeah. But to stay on this Steven Jackson, overall, the overall message is horrible. Because who the fuck cares about you winning a championship if you're not one of these top 5 players of all? Nobody thinks about Steven Jackson as a top 5 player of all time. Go get your money. Go get generational wealth. Go build a family. Go and save some fucking lives. You out here worried about nobody cares about Steven Jackson's legacy. And even then, you fucked that shit up too. All that bullshit you was doing on the fucking court and off the court. Your shit was stupid. You think, nigga, you was blackballed from the NBA All-Star. It's obvious you didn't give a fuck about your legacy. You think a championship was finna just gloss all that shit over? Apparently not, because nobody cares about your NBA championship that you sacrificed so many millions of dollars. Nigga, nobody cares. The Spurs didn't care.
Spurs really don't get that. They do not like Steven Jackson.
They don't give a fuck about that nigga.
They do not like Steven Jackson.
And Steven Jackson don't like that nigga.
He don't like that.
It's very mutual.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bro, but like from the overall message though, like of Gilbert Arenas talking about, would you give up $50 million for a championship? Where do you stand on it actually, just from a message standpoint? Fuck the messenger. I'm just talking about the actual message.
How many millions do I already have?
Let's just keep it with Gilbert Arenas. Say you have 178 million and they say, hey, you sacrifice 50 million for a quote unquote guaranteed championship, even though no championship is guaranteed. I just want to put that out there.
But in this hypothetical, it'll be a guaranteed championship.
It would be?
Like, I'll be honest, it should be a no-brainer where I say the 50 million. But if I already have damn near $200 million, bro, like, what do I need the other 50 for? Like, if I'm already going to get, like, I feel like 200 is enough, bro.
That's cool. Will it hurt if you don't win the championship? Will you feel like I should have just kept that money back? Like, because essentially, essentially what you're saying is because
in this hypothetical, I thought it was 100% guaranteed. Like if I give up the 50 million and I do not get the championship, I'm good. I'm livid.
Okay, so we agree.
I'd have to 100,000% win the championship.
Okay, so essentially, what Gilbert Arenas inadvertently did was just talk about James Harden. When Harden went to the Brooklyn Nets, that was supposed to be a guaranteed championship. To be honest, it was supposed to be.
If KD was a little, if he wore the proper size shoe, number one, and if
we talking about the first, we talking about year number one. We ain't even talking about year two. Year one, we didn't even talk about that. It was KD, Kyrie, James Harden. That was supposed to be a guaranteed championship, and he sacrificed $50 million to get there. He gave up $50 million to get there. But like, I don't even think they realized what they just did. That hypothetical was just on some bullshit. But this really happened in real life. He went to go get a guaranteed championship. It did not happen. Do you feel that you will be handling things like James Harden has been handling things moving forward? Do you think you would try to just recoup your money and try to get the bag as much as you can? Or would you just be, trying to chase a championship and keep? Me personally, I'm keeping every dime, nigga. You should have never offered it to me. Fuck what's wrong with you, nigga?
I think after the Brooklyn thing didn't work out, like going to Philly after the Philly thing didn't work out, I'd just be like, all right, I'm just gonna get money now because I'm probably not gonna get a championship. Like if I was him, I probably just had to do something like that because Philly, it's not gonna work. He's not winning a championship with Philly. Brooklyn was his best chance. Really, Houston was his best chance.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Brooklyn was his best chance, and then
Brooklyn was definitely his best chance.
Yeah. It just all fell apart, and I'd just be trying to get money now if I was James Harden at this point. And that's really, I feel like that's honestly what he's doing. So shout out to James Harden.
I think a mini hot take is the fact that niggas that talk about regretting not winning a championship or niggas that did not go get the bag and sacrifice money to go get a championship and failed to do it. You know who's at peace about not having a championship? Carmelo Anthony. Because that nigga got the fucking bag. That nigga has every fucking penny. He did not leave nothing on the table. He got slandered for it, but at the end of the day, the nigga is at peace. I've never met a nigga that got the bag in the NBA and regretted it because he did not win a championship. Every nigga that I think about that has a champ, like that talks about, man, I wish I would have had a championship or my legacy's majorly impacted, was the fact that they took a pay cut to go, be the team player to go win a championship, and it failed. I.e. Charles Barkley, i.e. all these other niggas that do the same thing. Go get your fucking money. You'll be a lot more at peace. Once I saw Carmelo Anthony be happy, I'm like, okay. This is a certain kind of nigga. You got to be a certain kind of nigga. And niggas can't afford, niggas feel salty when they lose both. Lose the bag and not get a championship. One of the two have to happen. Either I got to win a championship or I got to get the bag, preferably both. But if I can't, one of the two has to happen. I can't be broke. I'm not saying these niggas are broke, but I'm saying I can't fumble the bag and fumble a championship. That's where I'm at.
I know one situation where somebody might end up with the bag in the championship.
Who?
I know we said we were never gonna bring his name up again.
Are you cooking?
Because it was weeks and weeks, and we kept saying we're tired of this. We're not gonna talk about him anymore because nothing has happened.
Yeah.
But today, on September 27th, the year of our Lord 2023, Damian Lillard was officially traded after months of passive aggressive nonsense.
He's still passive aggressive.
Yeah. You see, he dropped the track. He dropped the farewell track.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, yeah, oh my God, really?
Exactly.
That bitch better be fired.
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen after it. It's probably terrible. It's probably terrible.
Hey, look, I ain't never seen Dame Dollar give me an L on the track though. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But just off the surface level, it do seem like, damn, this shit might be a little corny.
But after months and months, Damian Lillard, he was officially traded to none other than the Milwaukee Bucks. And this was part of a 3-team trade. And the Bucks, they received Damian Lillard, the Trailblazers get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tumani Kamara, 2029 first round pick and 2 pick swaps, and the Phoenix Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. And this is one of the more unexpected trades I've ever seen in the NBA happen, because Milwaukee, of all places, and Dame was like, no, send me to Miami. He couldn't get to a more opposite place. He could not get to a more opposite place than Milwaukee.
0 bad bitches in Milwaukee. 0 bad bitches. He got a family, though, so it doesn't matter.
They do say Milwaukee. I think it's supposed to be like an hour from Chicago. So
nobody's driving the O Block. I'm sorry, man.
Steven Jackson is. But I mean, we've had the chance to sort of like look over the trade and everything. How do you feel about the trade?
I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm actually a little bit proud. I'm actually kind of proud of Portland. I'm kind of proud of Portland that they didn't just like buckle up and just said, all right, nigga, we just gonna send you to the place. They didn't suck that nigga dick like I thought they was. So I am kind of proud of that. And on top of that, I feel like Dame should be happy anyway. I just feel like that's still,
He's
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Happy.
So like all that hoorah bullshit that this nigga was talking about, you play with Giannis, nigga. That you are the favorites to win the championship this upcoming season. And as an NBA fan, I'm excited that I get a chance to see Damian Lillard play playoff basketball. We haven't seen that since the bubble, and I don't remember
I didn't even realize
thinking about that. Yeah, we haven't seen that since the bubble, and niggas don't even talk about the bubble as much as they talk about the 2019 game winner that nigga had against Paul George the year prior to. That's how long we've been deprived of great Damian Lillard minutes. This nigga has been sneezing up a fucking storm. I want the listeners to know. I was gonna say bless you the first time, but after 4 times, go get the flu, nigga. Go get that checked out, brother.
Bro,
come on, man.
Have the flu.
Just want to make sure, man. Hey, it's rising up there. It's rising up.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone, bro.
But anyway, as a fan, just thinking about this, my life will be complete if these niggas make the NBA Finals. They don't need to disappoint me. I need them niggas on their A game at all times. I need them going to the finals because any finals matchup is going to be cool from the Western Conference side. I can get Dame. I can get Dame Steph. I can get Dame LeBron. I can get Dame KD. I get a lot of these niggas. Go ahead.
The thing is, it would be much, much funnier if they didn't make the finals.
I know, right?
If they just didn't make it, if they just lost in the second round, it'd be much, much funnier. It'd be so much funnier.
Who's the funny? What would be the funniest team to lose?
The Hawks.
For me. Oh damn! I was thinking about the Miami. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking Miami beat you in the first round again. That'd be kind of.
That would be funny because Miami and Milwaukee have that little sort of rivalry that's not a rivalry, but really is a.
It really is a rivalry. Actually,
and Jimmy they have a rivalry. Bro. I feel like it's like a slept-on rivalry, but I feel like they hate each other.
Them niggas really be going at it for real.
Yeah, Jimmy keeps knocking him out the playoffs, bro. Jimmy just cold.
Jimmy a cold nigga, and
I see why they wanted to go to Miami, but playing with Giannis, I wouldn't even call it a consolation prize. It's a much better. That's like
it's an upgrade, nigga.
It's like expecting you're gonna get gold and getting diamonds or something
like oh damn. What, nigga?
You were like, hey, I need a new car. I hope it's just a Tesla or something, and then you end up with a Ferrari
for the same price. Like you say, oh
yeah.
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, so
there's even a tweet from what is it, 20?
Oh yeah.
There's what tweet? It is a tweet from the year 2022, where somebody asked Dame, if you ever want to pick a player that can help you get to the playoffs, who would you pick? He quoted it and said Giannis. So Dame has wanted to play with Giannis for a while. So this
there was a video. There was a video that was just like, hey yo, I can't wait for him to I would love for Damian Lillard to play with Giannis one day. And apparently there has been talks of Giannis and Damian playing with each other over these past 3 or 4 years. The only hang up was that each of them wanted the other player to go leave their team and join them. Damian wanted Giannis to go to Portland, and I think he would have had a stronger argument had Giannis not won in 2021. And then the same for Dame, but that nigga swear he was not trying to run from the grind. So it just plateaued.
What would you call this? Is this is definitely running from the grind, but is this like a sprint, a leap, a jump? What would you call this?
I really think this is like a here nigga damn. Like it's just like, all right, brother, like fuck. Like I don't know. It's one of those, like, I'm not saying Damian Lillard is stubborn. Maybe he is stubborn. But
he's definitely stubborn.
He just came off as a nigga like that we had to pull off the ledge. Like, nigga, it is okay, bro. It is okay. We've all had bad moments, nigga. Bro, do the right thing. Stop doubling down on a bad decision. Stop doubling down on a bad decision. I think I feel like everybody has gone through that moment where it's like, yo, like you swore that something was going to be this and it didn't turn out that way. But you too embarrassed to just say, hey, yo, I'm going to be a hypocrite and act like I just did not say this. Bro, you just got to, you can't, bro, I get it, but you go to Milwaukee, nigga.
He was really trying to just like, I feel like he's like a master manipulator, honestly. And this is, like maybe, like it wasn't his plan probably didn't go the way he wanted it to. But he got what he wanted in the end. He wanted a chance for a championship. And he wanted it in the easier Eastern Conference. So,
yeah,
I feel like this is all happy. Like, this is all good for him. And then he's going to be able, I feel like now he's going to be able to sort of play it off. Because he's definitely going to act like, oh, the Trailblazers are trying to replace me anyway. So I needed to go. Because that's what he's going to say with Scoot and everything. So I feel like he's going to end up trying to play this off as like something that's a positive for his legacy. And I feel like as the years go on, we might forget about it. But like, he really manipulated and sort of hoed them.
Yeah. Now, speaking of these other teams.
Oh, actually.
How do you feel about
this? This is one more thing. I've seen some lyrics from his song called Farewell, and he says, I can never be replaced. They'll know sooner than later. So he's already starting to make it seem like, oh, they wanted me gone. They wanted to replace me anyway. So
I think, me personally, I think that's true. If you really, what does it say when you say, hey, yo, we're finna draft Scoot Henderson? That means they're trying to move on, nigga. I'm not gonna lie. Why would they draft your position? That's like Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. Like, what? Come on, read between the lines, my nigga. You know what that is, nigga. They don't want you no more. They trying to get access before it's too late. They don't want you like they don't want you here all the way into the JJ Watt era. And it's like, oh damn, we can't get nothing for you now. Like now we got to play you out like Dirk, and they don't want that. Your value is still high. Let's go ahead flip you now, and let's go ahead and get some pieces.
So you feel like this is really all the Trailblazers playing?
Me personally, yeah. I feel like they once they got to a point where it's like, we can't get the niggas that Damian Lillard wants to bring here. They don't want to come here because who wants to be in Portland? You know what I mean? And on top of that, Damian Lillard is not LeBron. He can't just uplift an organization by himself and go to the NBA Finals, damn near the playoffs. And so, he tried. And I think he was still willing to stay in Portland had they flipped that pick and got some real niggas. Had they got some real niggas, had they, like, if they was able to get that number 2 pick and end up getting Giannis or getting somebody crazy, Damian Lillard would be staying. But that's just impossible because who the fuck gonna do that?
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
So I feel like the Trailblazer organization was like, we're gonna flip you. And then Dame was just talking crazy, like, I only want to go to Miami. And Miami was playing too fucking cute. And it was like, well, since he finna come to Miami anyway, we only gonna give you Tyler Hero and maybe another pick.
Yeah, Miami.
They fumbled that bitch. They fumbled that bitch hard as hell. But, I think the Trailblazers did decent.
Yeah, they came away. They got the future of their organization lined up. And they got, new center and DeAndre Ayton. who definitely needed to change the scenery. He need
right.
for all the crap I give DeAndre Ayton, and I like shit on that nigga a lot. But like he needed to change the scenery, and this he couldn't find a more opposite place to go than Portland.
That's a dark skin Karl Anthony Towns, nigga. You don't think Karl Anthony Towns is a new change of scenery?
Oh, he definitely does, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I think they're the same. I think they're the same nigga. Just one is light skin, one's dark skin.
One is sassy, the other is not.
Nah, one is sassy and one is quietly sassy. Like he just don't be talking, but like he definitely sassy. He definitely have an attitude. Cause who the fuck gets into it with Monty Williams? You can't tell me another nigga that gets into it with Monty Williams and has an attitude with Monty Williams. I would love to know who else this.
And DeAndre, and his decision making is questionable.
Oh yeah.
If you know, you know. But he has some very questionable decision making.
That is a quiet,
very questionable decision.
That is a quiet sassy nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. No cap. I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas talking about.
Oh my gosh.
But from a Suns perspective, that was a low key pickup. That was a low key. They needed some bench depth.
They needed depth, but like, I feel like these are players that suck, bro. Like,
I mean, look, it is what it is.
Like these are players that like these are like the only one that's like good is Nurkic. The rest of these players like Grayson Allen, huh?
Oh, you think he's good?
Yeah, like he's an actual good basketball player. Like the others are not.
True.
Objectively speaking, like Grayson Allen, he's trash and he's dirty, but I guess he can shoot. White shooter. Ooh, what's new? Literally. Nasir Little, he's just an athlete. And Keon Johnson, I saw a tweet that was like, if I showed you a picture of Keon Johnson, you'd have no idea who that was. And that's a true statement. I have no idea what Keon Johnson looks like. So these are all players that could get left on like the end of a bench and nobody would be surprised. So that's why I'm not that big on these additions for the Suns.
Keon Johnson sounds like a badass kid in elementary school.
Yeah.
Like that sound like that nigga got in trouble a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I see where you're coming from though. I see where you're coming from. And I know that the Trailblazers are gonna flip Drew Holiday immediately. Yeah. Do you have an idea of where you think he's going?
I wish the Suns would have tried to get him because they need a real point guard.
Who they got a point right now?
Bradley Beal.
Oh shit.
Exactly. They got Bradley Beal running point. Like that's not how that. But honestly, I think Drew, he'd obviously want to go to a contender, and there's quite a few that need him, like the Lakers come to mind.
Philadelphia said they're very interested. I think they're trying to
bring him back. That would be good.
They're trying to get Drew Holiday so they can flip James Harden to go somewhere else with him.
I think Miami, because they also need a point guard, because they really just have Kyle Lowry. And Jimmy Butler be playing point, or he don't be playing point, but he be handling the ball a lot when it comes to crunch time and playoffs. They could use another ball handler and another defender because they don't really have that, or they have that, but not like a perimeter defender like Jimmy. So they could use Drew Holiday, and then even a team like, the Celtics, because they just let go of Marcus Smart. Drew Holiday is a better basketball player than Marcus Smart. I don't think that's wild to say. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think whoever gets Drew Holiday understands that they're getting a rental because he's already been vocal about he's only going to play for maybe a couple more years, which is why Milwaukee was trying to move him as soon as they possibly can.
And this is funny because he was quoted yesterday saying, "I never want to play for another organization. I want to retire here."
I don't know why you thought that, and then said some crazy. If I heard you say some crazy shit that you was going to retire within the next couple years, you think I'm going to keep you? You have no value if you retire. This is a business, nigga. I'm flipping you. You're not an all-time great player that just gets to sit and just live out your glory days. And even that is becoming rare and rare each year, nigga. Yeah. I don't know. Outside of LeBron, maybe. And even him, I don't think that nigga's safe sometimes. It's not Cleveland.
He's not. I feel like the Lakers wish they had an easier way to move him. I feel like.
Yeah, bro. If they could find an easy way to move that nigga, they would. This is not Cleveland. This is the Lakers, nigga. They will flip you, nigga. So I don't know. I don't know what he thought this was, but no, bro. Nobody. No, they're trying to keep Giannis. Giannis can get away with that.
Yeah.
That's about it. Steph too. Steph ain't going nowhere. But yeah.
And Steph can be able to play until he's like 45 because all he need to do is shoot.
Yeah, if that's what he wants to do, for sure. Like, he has every right to do that. But
what do you think this move does for the championship race?
I think I think the Milwaukee Bucks are favorites in the East. And basically the league, in my opinion. I think they still have Chris Middleton, right?
Yeah, which is that's crazy. Like
that is crazy that you was able to keep him, bro. Like
that's like Drew
lie
Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis was like a somewhat big three because Holiday, Middleton, not really superstars. But now when you have Dame, Middleton, and Giannis, I'd give that a big three.
And you still kept Brook Lopez. You know what I mean? You still kept him.
Dame has never played with this level of. He's never played with this many tall people. First of all, he never played with this level of defense. So he's gonna. So Brook Lopez is gonna block somebody, and Giannis is gonna like help on the weak side. He's just gonna burst into tears, bro. He's gonna be so happy.
Yeah. The only thing about that is I will say that the loss of Drew Holiday is going to be wildly underrated. People are not going to talk about it enough, but from a defensive perspective, Drew Holiday brought a lot to the table, which is what he was a real contributor to that championship run in 2021.
Yeah.
But when you get Dame, of course that you compensate for that, but there's going to be some real revamping going on. They got Nick Nurse as a head coach in there, I think. So it's a whole lot of new things going on there. It's not Mike Budenholzer anymore. It's Nick Nurse. So we'll see how it all goes. But they should be the favorites. They should be. But it's the NBA. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, good for them. Them jerseys gonna be ugly as fuck on that nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No,
they better keep them. They better keep them bitches black.
Okay,
they better keep them bitches black.
The black jerseys. The black jerseys look cool.
Yeah, because I mean, he just came from black, so of course they're gonna look good on him. Anything else? Don't bring them pinstripe Brandon Jennings ass jerseys back, nigga. It's raps, nigga.
Oh my god. Well, speaking of raps, we should transition to football so we can talk about these New York Jets.
Oh damn! I thought you was talking about Damian Lillard's rap. My bad. I didn't know where you was going with your tundra. My fault, gang.
His rap is probably I can't wait to hear that song and be disappointed. Although, since I know I'm going to be disappointed, will I really be disappointed?
Only you can get away with this shit, and then be appalled when somebody calls you a hater.
Shut up!
Like I want you, like yo, you literally just said I can't wait to hate on this song. I can't wait to be disappointed in this song. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I want you to understand when people call you a hater, this is what they're talking about, and I applaud it. I champion it. But I want you to understand it. I want you to take full responsibility about you being a hater. We the haters.
I don't think that's hate.
We haters, bro.
I'm being honest, bro. I'm being honest, and we need to be honest about the Jets, so we can keep talking about the Jets. Because damn, I feel bad for the Jets, bro.
I don't. Okay.
There's reports that Robert Saleh, head coach of the New York Jets, is losing the locker room because of his insistence to start Zach Wilson, who is, I feel like objectively, he's the worst quarterback in the NFL right now. Like he's objectively the worst starter in the NFL. And the Jets have a Super Bowl caliber defense, one good running back that's young, one okay running back that's old. They have a superstar in the making at wide receiver, and their O-line is very questionable, but still, this is a team that should be on the path to the playoffs, and I think they're currently 0-3.
Yeah, they're 0-3. They're playing the Chiefs.
So they'll soon be 0-4.
They'll soon be 0-4. So what's the question?
Do you think? Okay, well, I know you're not stupid. I know you have a logic. I know you're a human with a logical brain.
Okay.
So I know that. So I'm not even going to ask you, should they replace Zach Wilson? Because the answer is obviously yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But who do you think they should replace him with?
Oh man, you know how bad it has to be when Colin Kaepernick be writing letters to you saying, "Let me join the practice squad." You know how bad your quarterback play has to be.
Not just Colin Kaepernick writing the letter. Colin Kaepernick, he wrote the letter, then sent it to Jermaine Cole,
I don't know
rapper J. Cole, so he could put it out on Instagram.
And I'm me personally, I'm confused because
I love J. Cole. What does J. Cole know about football?
What does this got to do with anything? Who the fuck cares about Ja Rule, nigga? That is really crazy. Like, me personally, like, I'm thinking, like, okay, like, this would make sense if this was, like, the Carolina Panthers. Because you from Charlotte. I get it. What ties do you have with the New York Jets when you just like, hey, the New York Jets come check in with me? What are you talking about? What
they saw Sexy Red on the sidelines and they were like, oh, they like rappers. J. Cole.
Nigga. And you give it to an off-grid nigga. That nigga don't be in the scenes like that for real. What kind of marketing plan is this?
Bro, I need Drake. Drake will put it on his tour or something.
Sassy ass nigga. You put that bitch in tweet form on his concert day tour, whatever. But honestly, if we're talking about quarterbacks, look, there's not a lot of quarterbacks to choose from, but there's a lot better than Zach Wilson. I don't know where the fuck Taylor Heineke is at, but I would start with him.
He's the backup for the Falcons.
Oh, he is? Why is he the backup for the Falcons? I think he's better than Desmond Riddler. What is going on with the NFL? What the fuck is going on? Are they overpaying Jameis Winston to the point where they have no shot of signing him? I'm really confused on why this nigga's the backup.
Jameis Winston also shouldn't be starting on the. Although Jameis Winston is going to start the next game with the Saints, I think, because Derek Carr.
Oh yes, okay.
Derek Carr is out for the next game.
You know who else plays running back, but can do better than Zach Wilson? Taysom Hill. There's just so many other quarterbacks better than Zach Wilson. This shouldn't be a hard task. Look, Josh Dobbs has been doing great. I ain't gonna lie. Whenever Kyler Murray gets back, because it seems like he might come back this season, I would say take a look at that nigga too.
No, I don't. I think the Cardinals like what they got. I think they're
look here.
They're starting to cook, bro.
Yeah, they are starting to cook. I ain't gonna lie to you. I try my best not to say nothing about it, but they is cooking. Look, it's just a lot. There's a lot of. I mean, I know niggas don't like Carson Wentz, so I wouldn't entertain that. That's where I draw the line. I draw the line at Carson Wentz. But I'm looking at these other quarterbacks. They signed Trevor Siemian. That's not the answer. Who's that other nigga that used to play for the Broncos that used to be dancing? I forgot his name.
Drew Lock. He's back.
Yeah, go get that Drew Lock ass.
He backs up Geno now.
Really? Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. Go get Drew Lock.
Geno beat him out in camp.
I mean, as he should. But Drew Lock, go get Drew Lock. Who's the backup for the Raiders? Who's Jimmy G's backup?
Is it Mariota?
Ew, damn. They kind of look alike, actually. Fuck. Damn. But Trey Lance is available. Cooper Rush is available. I mean, y'all could have had what's that nigga's name? Y'all could have had Will Grier. But the Patriots beat y'all to that.
Bailey Zappi from the Patriots because he was cold for a couple games.
Low key, Cam Newton said, "Come holla at your boy," but I'm not really trying to see that nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton. He can't do it no more. His shoulder's messed up for real.
I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing that same fucking clip when he came back with the Panthers. I'm back, and I'm tired of hearing. I'm tired of seeing that one clip where he made that touchdown and claimed that he was back. And that was the last touchdown that nigga ever did in the NFL. That shit broke my fucking heart. That nigga need to cut his goddamn hair. And these hats getting more and more ridiculous by the episode when I see this nigga online. I need that nigga to stay where he's at. CT is a real thing. Leave that shit alone. Davis Mills is better than Zach Wilson. We can go ahead and get that nigga too. That nigga is objectively bad, but he's not worse than Zach Wilson. Who's the backup? Did they have a backup before they grabbed Trevor Siemian? Were they only running a 2 quarterback duo?
I think it was like Tim Doyle or something like that.
That sound even worse, actually.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, bro. I don't know. This is a lot harder than I actually thought because anybody can be better than Zach Wilson, but these names are not attractive either. So unless you're trying to carve out some real money, Or maybe they just believe that Aaron Rodgers is finna be that guy and come back in January. But there's not gonna be anything to play for if you're gonna have an 0-16 record. So they need to make a decision soon. So I don't know. And this is a good roster from top to bottom except the quarterback position. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But I was thinking there's one man you didn't name that could be the backup and lead this team to a Super Bowl.
Malik Willis?
There's two men you didn't name that could go from here.
Now I want to know who the other nigga was.
No, but there's actually a couple of names that could be named. I actually have a list because I was just bored and I started thinking. And number one on that list is none other than Jacoby Brissett.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I'm not gonna talk long on this, but Jacoby Brissett is one of the better quarterbacks, and he should be a starting NFL quarterback. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
Then they have Gardner Minshew, who I think he just won a game for the Colts, and he was never bad with the Jaguars. He just had a bad team.
True.
And he's still young, so I think he could sort of develop into something. So there's that. And then I've also been hearing a lot of talk about Kirk Cousins being traded to the Jets because the Vikings, for whatever reason, are 0-3. Because
I know why they're 0-3.
It's just the Vikings, bro. It just happens with them, honestly. Like,
them niggas is trash. He's trying to get tank for Caleb.
But yeah, and Cousins, I believe he's out of his deal. Like I think next year, if not next year, it might be the year after. But his contract's up, and there's some really good quarterbacks coming out in this draft. Caleb Williams, possibly Shedeur Sanders, Drake May, Michael Penix from Washington.
Jordan Travis might be coming out too. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some good quarterbacks. So I've heard there's been some noise about trading Kirk to the Jets, which would be for the Vikings tanking on the season. But I mean, it could get the Jets to the Super Bowl. They only need him for a year. There's obviously Jameis Winston, but the Saints need him right now with Derek Carr's hurt. But Teddy Bridgewater, he's the backup for the Lions. Why not just go sign him?
That is true.
He's like a quarterback that's proven to be worthy of starting and proven to be good. Why not just go trade for him?
I mean, look, me personally, the only reason why I just not really excited about this nigga is mainly because that nigga's a CTE machine and that nigga's a turnover machine, unfortunately. So, I would tread lightly there. I'm not saying that he's worse than Zach Wilson. Nothing. We've already established. We already established that there's only outside of me and you. It's like there's only so many people that's worse than Zach Wilson at this point. But if you're trying to make a push to the Super Bowl or real playoff like success, I would tread lightly with Teddy Bridgewater. Everybody else, fair game. I would really be interested in. Well, I think Jameis is gonna be locked in with the New Orleans Saints. They need that nigga. Look, take a flyer on Will Levis, nigga. I don't know. At least have somebody that can run. At least somebody that got some legs or some shit. I talk shit about Daniel Jones all the time, but at least the nigga can run his way out of some situations and shit.
They'd be glad to have Daniel Jones.
Oh God, that nigga actually look elite compared to Zach. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy.
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
Yeah, I did.
I think this was like, it just stuck with me when they said it or whatever, but it was like the first episode and it was like just said in passing, it was like Zach Wilson talking to like another backup quarterback or like a tight end or something. And like the dude, he said to Zach Wilson, he was talking about like, see how much easier it is now, you don't have all that pressure on you. And that just made me think like, I think the problem with Zach Wilson, he's just anxious and scared all the time. And like when you watch him play, it's sort of like that. Like he's never comfortable. I think that's his problem because he has all the tools. He's athletic. He can run. He has a crazy arm, but he just plays like he's scared all the time. I think that's the problem with him.
I think but I feel like the Jets do that all the time because I feel like their offensive line has always been piss poor. I remember when Sam Darnold was like, "Oh yeah, I see ghosts." Like, I mean, like, I think it's been like a recurring thing for these niggas to have young quarterbacks, don't develop them properly, and then put them behind a bad offensive line. But with
You would think they would, after years and years of this, you would think they'd be better at that.
I mean, you could say the same thing for Chicago, but I mean, it's. I guess we'll never know.
Do you want to talk about Chicago?
Jesus Christ! I mean, look, I'm not Steven Jackson or anything, but yeah, I mean, let's go ahead. Let's talk about them.
Well, the Chicago Bears are a absolute dumpster fire. And the crazy thing is everybody thought they're going to have a much better season this year. Everybody was like,
included.
Fields is starting to figure it out.
Me included.
I think he had 1,000 yards on the ground last season as well.
Yes.
They looked like he was putting it together. And then we come into this season and they are 0-3. Last week, they lost to the Chiefs 41-10, I think. And like they got DJ Moore in the offseason and their offense still doesn't look explosive. It's just all around bad. The defense was never good and it still isn't good. And it's just a huge step back from what we thought they were going to be. People had Justin Fields as an MVP candidate.
That was Glaze. You see, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. Nah, not even the dark horse. I was not expecting that. But
people had him as a dark horse. For some reason, I knew he wasn't going to win. I know he's not going to win.
That's crazy.
But still. And then for other things that happened to the Chicago Bears, their defensive coordinator, Alan Williams, was mysteriously just left the organization. There were some allegations on some things that happened. It was said that the FBI raided his home, but
Jesus,
nobody really knows what happened. So I'm not going to say because, like I said, nobody knows what happened. But the defensive coordinator left, and it's not like he made much of a difference because the defense was still garbage. So they would have lost to the Chiefs 41-10 anyway.
Yeah.
And then also, I believe they had $100,000 worth of equipment stolen.
Yeah. And actually, they had they put all of that shit in the truck and had access to open the gate so they can get the truck in the stadium and then drive it out. They had all that time to do that. That's crazy. And nobody saw that? I don't know. That's interesting.
But yeah, this is a dumpster fire of an organization. Like, it used to be the Browns that everybody not even felt bad, but just laughed at. Now it's the Bears. And this sucks because this is a team that they've never had a quarterback pass for over 4,000 yards in the season. And we thought it was going to be Justin Fields, and it's not.
That's tough. I think that I have an unpopular take about Justin Fields because I feel like everybody feels a certain way about Justin Fields and that he's going to be, this might be the beginning of the end for this nigga. And he's flopping. Me personally, I blame the Chicago organization just as equally as I do Justin Fields for all of this shit going on with the quarterback situation. Number one, you drafted the nigga. Ain't nobody tell you to draft that nigga. And I don't know why niggas keep drafting Ohio State niggas. I hate LaShawn Shady McCoy to my toes. I hate that nigga. But one thing I do agree with is these niggas talking about how great these Ohio State quarterbacks be in college, and as soon as they step foot on the NFL organization or franchise, they have maybe like 2 good games, 2 good days, and then they be shit the rest of the day, the rest of the season, the rest of their careers. I hope that's not the case for Justin Fields or CJ Stroud. I'm a fan of both of them. But I've been hearing a lot of things about how this nigga has like the earpiece in his fucking his shit, and they're just overstimulating this nigga with information. Like, it's one of those things like, God forbid you have a child like tomorrow, you know what I mean? And I ain't mean no disrespect when I said that, but like, you telling your kid, hey yo, go to the street, go across the street, go get me a bag of chips. Oh, but before you do that, make sure you look both ways. You make sure your shoes is tied. You make sure all this shit, and they're doing that in a football version while this nigga's at the line of scrimmage. So when that nigga was talking about coaching, I know there was like a clip floating around about Justin Fields talking about coaching. That's what he was really talking about. He wasn't talking about they was failing him. It was just like the style of coaching is just weird. Like, allow this nigga Justin Fields to do Justin Fields mistakes, and learn as a young quarterback instead of trying to overcorrect things or try to give him a precursor of what's to come. And as Justin Fields, you're a grown-ass man. You should be able to just be like, hey, yo, respectfully, shut the fuck up. I got this, nigga. Like, you don't have to micromanage me like I'm a Make-A-Wish kid. All right? Like, we gonna figure this shit out. He don't even run. He's so robotic. Like, it's just, this is not the same Justin Fields that we're used to seeing, which is why I don't really just blame it all on Justin Fields. And I'm a big proponent of every quarterback that hits your franchise can't be trash, and you doing it right the whole time.
Exactly.
At some point,
it's on you.
I'm like, you can't be like, oh, every major pick was a bust, which is why I hate. And this is one thing I'll say this one thing, and I'm gonna give it to you, Jax. I will leave it alone. This is why I can't stand Chicago niggas right now that keep talking about we could have had Mahomes, we could have had this nigga, we could have had that nigga.
You would have ruined him.
You would have ruined this nigga. I'm not saying like great legend, because I just talked about great legendary players when I talked about Caleb Williams. You will be able to rise to the occasion. But I'm saying, like, you would not see the full potential of Patrick Mahomes if you put him in that little shit-ass organization like the Chicago Bears. Stop fucking playing with yourself. You would not be a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Chicago Bears. I'm not here with that. I'm not going for that. So when y'all niggas keep blindly saying y'all could have had a better quarterback, no, nigga. No. Your organization would have ruined him, and we would be saying Patrick Mahomes is a bust. And y'all should have got whoever was out there. What's that nigga's name that I hate? That I don't really hate no more. What's that quarterback that was there? Who got picked before Patrick Mahomes? I forgot his name.
Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky. We'll be having a different conversation about Mitch Trubisky if he was coached right, and we'll have a different kind of conversation about Patrick Mahomes if he was the same Patrick Mahomes from Texas Tech, because that nigga was not who he is now.
If Patrick Mahomes went to the Chicago Bears, he would have had the same career path as Geno. He would have been a starter for a couple of years. They'd be like, oh, he sucks. He would have been benched for like 7 years, then came back, and everybody would be like, oh my gosh, he's the best quarterback in NFL history. We had no idea. Because the Chicago Bears just got a hold of him too fast.
Nah, Chicago would have been like, why is this nigga throwing no-look passes for interceptions? They'd be like, nigga, y'all not seeing the vision. Y'all not seeing the vision. No cap. But that's all I have to say about that. I hate when Chicago niggas say that. Or any bad organization like the Browns say stupid shit like that.
And you talked about Justin Fields and his running. You said they don't let him run. Guess how many designed runs he has so far in the season?
Shit, it feels like 0. I haven't really been watching them games. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He's only had 12 designed runs. And over half of those calls came in the last game. So in like the first 2 weeks, he only had 4 runs that were called for him.
You taking a strength.
They're taking a strength and trying to make it into a weakness for whatever reason. They're trying to turn him into a pocket passer. And can he become a pocket passer? We'll see. Well, maybe because he did it. Yeah, he can because he did it at Ohio State. But he's going to need a little bit more time. You guys can't keep running him out and trying to make him do all this stuff. Like he can't. And like Greg was saying, he's being overstimulated. And this feels like I'm having to coddle a child. Like I feel like I'm defending a child for some reason. Because I just feel like the Bears organization, they're just known to ruin people, period.
Yeah. Anybody that's a quarterback is liable to
like
to
you got DJ Moore, and he's a actual good receiver.
Proven.
And you have him looking like trash now. Do you follow the quarterback school on like social media?
No, I don't. Whenever you send me some shit, I watch it.
Yeah, like that guy, he's like I forget his name in real life, but he's a former quarterback. He's an evaluator, and like he posts Justin Fields videos on YouTube to like analyze his game field, and they'll be an hour long, and it's just him complaining about the play calling. Now, I'm not surprised. I've never been an NFL quarterback. I know that's shocking to many, but like the way he describes the plays and how they're schemed up, they just look wrong. Receivers aren't running the right routes. Receivers are running the same routes or routes to the same direction. tight ends aren't getting good releases. They're not getting good blocks. They're not turning the right way when the ball is thrown to them. It's just like simple stuff like that. And like, is Justin Fields, is he without blame? No, a lot of this is his fault, but you can't properly evaluate him because everything else around him is literal garbage. So it's just the Bears as an organization, they're gonna be horrible this season. Coaches probably all gonna get fired. GM gonna get fired. Justin Fields might get traded or whatever, and they're gonna probably have the number 1 pick and draft Caleb Williams. And I feel like we're gonna go through this whole thing all over again because it's just an institutional thing. It must be something about the stadium or the practice facility or the owners or something that just ruins quarterbacks.
I don't know what their obsession is of just trying to turn this nigga into Shedeur Sanders. Like, that's just not him, nigga. Let him do the things that he's good at doing until he can learn how to become a pocket passer. Nigga, you got to win games in the process of developing a quarterback. What you're not doing, you're slowing down his development and you're losing games. That just sounds like sabotage. And you're willingly letting niggas steal your shit in Chicago. Like, what are we doing?
They need to
call Coach Roy while you at it, nigga. Go call Coach Roy from Bishop Sycamore. Since this is how we gonna tank, just go ahead tank for real. Go ahead and tank all the way. Tank all the way. At least that nigga know how to finesse.
If it was Coach Roy, it would have been him that stole all the equipment.
And then look you dead in your eye and saying, "Bro, I wonder who stole it. I wonder who stole that shit." Whoa. Hey, look, I lie. I'm just not gonna lie to you. What?
That's low key a bar, but for other situations, that's a bar. But I digress.
Hey, look. Used to be my bag. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Speaking of cooking, they need to let Justin Fields cook, and we don't need to let Russell Wilson cook anymore. The Broncos, if you didn't know, they lost a game on Sunday to the Miami Dolphins. They lost that game by a score of 70-20. Yes, I said 70, like 7-0. Jesus. They lost the game 7-0 to 2-0. They lost that game by 50 points. And for what it's worth, that game was competitive for the first half. It was actually competitive. Like, I was watching it. I think it was 21-14 in the second quarter at one point. And I was like, oh, okay, this could, or rather it was 21-13. And I was like, oh, this could be something. And then it was nothing. It was actually, no, it was something. It was something all right. It turned into something. And I think the Broncos and consequently Russell Wilson and Sean Payton are, I think it's a wrap. I think they're cooked. I don't think this is a good team. I don't think it will be a good team with them on it.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You see, this right here, this is the reason why I just don't. I feel like this one was unfair. I feel like this one was unfair for Russell Wilson.
Why do you say
I'm sorry.
that?
I'm sorry, nigga. Because people have been, and it's not just you, and Russ.
I love Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I'm saying. And Russ is cool. I just don't like when a nigga say Broncos country, let's ride all the time. Like, that was just kind of crazy. But there's a lot of niggas talking about Russ, and deservedly Sean Payton, but they keep talking about Russ when 70 points was on the board. Like, the nigga played defense. I want niggas to understand Russell Wilson don't play defense. Why are we not talking about Pastor Tan or some other niggas on the defense more than we talk about Russell Wilson? I know it's a quarterback win or loss. This, you remember that game back in 2018 that was super high? It was the Rams versus the Chiefs?
Yeah.
It was in New Mexico. Niggas used to call that shit a legendary game, mainly because niggas was going back and forth with it. Had the Rams stopped scoring and the Chiefs just kept putting up points, and it looked like this score right here, niggas will be having yo, this was the worst football game. These niggas need to be really evaluated.
Oh, no, I think the Dolphins, Bills, or I think the Dolphins and Broncos game, I think that's a legendary game.
It is a legendary game. Oh, that's definitely. For all the wrong reasons, but it definitely is a legendary game. That nigga Mike McDaniels was in the stands.
He was in his bag.
That nigga was in his bag. I fuck with it too. And, for viewers at home, you may not know this, But me and Jax is in a fantasy, we in a fantasy league. We happened to play each other that week, and all of my best players was just gone. I knew I was finna lose that week.
Nah, you had a couple. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying like going into this week, I assumed that I was cooked because you had the Dallas Cowboys defense. You had Tyreek Hill. Saquon was hurt. Brandon Ayuk was hurt. I don't know. Keenan Allen could be injured any day. Look, I was like, and Lamar was getting to a slow start. I was like, okay, I'm not even going to waste my time. Now, Keenan Allen did some crazy shit. But during that time, I knew I was like, when Tyreek scored the first touchdown on the first play, I was like, oh, we're cooked. I'm saying, I'm not looking at this app anymore. Bro, and he didn't even have the best night. He didn't even have the best night on the Dolphins. That's all I was here to say. I was here to say Tyreek Hill didn't even have the best night. All these running backs, the backup running back, Tua.
I got the game start notification from because like the NFL, they send you notification from game start. So I got that notification, and then like 10 seconds later, I got a notification from the fantasy app, and it was like big play, Tyreek Hill touchdown. I was like, what? I'm like, the game just, I didn't even turn it on yet. The game just started. What? And so I just opened, because I didn't see the play that happened. So I opened Twitter, and I see Tyreek Hill burning niggas down the field. And I was just like, why is he so open? Is this a kickoff? Like, it was insane. And like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, I think we do obviously need to blame the Broncos defense, because 70 is absolutely ridiculous. And also, Mike McDaniel, you should have kicked that field goal to set the record, but you're a good sport, so shout out to you, I guess.
Cool. That's cool.
But I think a lot of the problem with the team comes from Sean Payton, because he was doing all that talking about, he's going to be better than Hackett. He was saying all this other crazy stuff on, I don't know, like it was like he was trying to cut like wrestling promos or something, like he was just talking crazy. And then to come out and get 70 points dropped on you, like, be for real. I don't think he should have came back to the NFL. Like, I think sometimes with coaches who sit out, I think the game will pass them sometimes, especially if they're an older coach who's had success before. I think, like, because a lot of like coaches like Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy, for two examples, they had success before. They won Super Bowls, then they leave, and then they come back, and it's just mad.
It's a learning curve, but I do think that they do end up bouncing back on that second year. Because Mike McCarthy ended up having 12 win seasons back to back afterwards.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's like over the play calling this year. Now, I don't know what that bullshit was last weekend, because I was really about to give that nigga some props until this Cardinals game. But like,
I need another week or two to look at Dallas stuff to see if their play calling really did get better, because it's different from the Kellen Moore stuff. But like,
it definitely
is it really better? Them and the Ravens are two offenses I'm looking at that look a little funny in the light to me. But I'll get to that when we get to that.
But yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit, because I'm also looking at that Chargers offense. They did win, although they did have an exciting win. Let's keep it real. That was their first win of the season. So I've been looking at that too. We can break that down a little bit later. But to keep it with the Broncos with Sean Payton, yeah, I've never seen Nathaniel Hackett do this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nathaniel Hackett ain't never had 70 drop on a nigga.
I know Hackett is so happy because like people can't people can't really blame him for any of the bad stuff that's happening to the Jets, because the Jets just suck.
Right.
And then his former place of employment is doing absolutely terribly. Got 70 dropped on him, and they're 0-3. Like, I'd chuckle a little bit, I chuckle. I like a few tweets.
Nigga, I would retweet a couple tweets. Nigga, I'd be bold with it, because them niggas was bold. That nigga Sean Payton was bold as fuck. Talking about, I don't know what was going on before me. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then he want to go in the post-game press conference and yell at the reporters and stuff. What's the question? I just told you how I feel to have 70 dropped on me. Like, bro, you lost. You just got to take that on the chin, bro, and keep it pushing, bro.
Nigga gonna be Nick Saban so bad. So quit asking. Yeah, no, nigga, we're still gonna ask.
Everybody wants to be Nick Saban or Bill Belichick. and
it just doesn't work. It's barely working for them niggas. We still asking the question. y'all not these scary figures like y'all used to be, my nigga. Y'all are old niggas.
Yeah.
We do not care. You not finna box me. You not gonna whoop me, nigga. I'm gonna ask this question. Hell no.
But where do you see the Broncos sort of going from here? Do you think they should like cut bait, try to find a way to cut bait with Russ? Do you think they should stick it out another year with the Russ and Sean Payton combo, see if they can start cooking? Or do you just think it's over for
whatever happens? Yo, look, whatever happens this year. I don't see both of these niggas returning at the same. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to take a huge money cut, but they're going to have to get rid of Russ if this is going to be the trajectory. We may see whoever the backup quarterback is for the Broncos at some point if it gets too crazy.
Who is the backup?
Because I feel like Sean Payton is not going to just allow Russell Wilson to lose him a job. He will bench that nigga Russ before he just lets that nigga play this whole season. I think Sean Payton comes back at least one more year because it's just kind of hard for me to just believe that a Sean Payton that has all these accolades won't get another try at it. If this was a new coach, if this was somebody else, if these one of these little young niggas, or if it was Eric Bieniemy, they might cut ties immediately. But Sean Payton got some equity, so they'll give him one more year. But it's gonna be up for us if this is how we going with it. 70 points. Let them niggas lose to the Bears. That might be his last start. Let them niggas lose to the Bears in a certain kind of way. It's up for us, my nigga. I'm sorry.
That's an important game for Russell Wilson.
It's so fucking important. It's
the game of their lives. It's the game of their lives.
I don't talk about niggas' legacy, but this is a legacy game. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a legacy game for both niggas.
This could change the path of both their careers, honestly, depending on like the result and how like if some like whoever wins is gonna be good for them, but whoever loses, if you lose badly, your career is over. But like if you lose like barely by like a missed field goal or something, then that's sort of promising. Like, oh, okay, maybe you can be something.
But I know I know exactly how them script writers are. They finna tie them bitches. They gonna have them niggas tied like the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders last year. They gonna have them niggas tied.
That'd be the funniest day of my life. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that'd be so fucking comical.
And if they tie, it's bad for everybody's legacy. Everybody loses
because niggas don't know. Especially if there was bad quarterback play between both of these niggas. Oh shit, a shit show. These niggas know how they doing. Hey, I know how they be getting down in the booth. These niggas be script writing like a motherfucker. You know that writer strike just ended yesterday.
Oh, it's gonna get crazy.
Oh, it's getting crazy, nigga. Oh shit. What else do we have?
We got to get into our picks for the week.
Oh shit. Hey, so look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried my best. I really did.
Don't listen to him.
I tried my best. I waited. This nigga was in Canada. I let that nigga. I actually texted that nigga twice. So you didn't see my first text. I was like, "Hey, so your NFL picks, sir?" I allowed that nigga to pick his picks first. And when I saw Monday, I was like, "Fuck, those are the teams I was finna pick." But I'm not gonna do it. I'm going to pick opposites of him. At the end of the day, somebody's gonna have a different record. I want to make sure of that. And lo and behold, we both 12-5, ladies and gentlemen. We are both 12-5. Once again, hey yo, maybe the guys are just looking at us like, yo, we just him. We just, you know.
If we have the same record for another week, something has to happen. I don't know. Maybe
we have to add an extra game or something. We gotta find some way to figure that out. Maybe we have to do like the actual odds, like, you know, do the betting odds. Like,
I don't know.
I gotta do some spread or some shit. But yeah, we're 12-5 going into week 4. Let's go ahead and break it down real quick.
All right. So the primetime games are the Packers over Lions on Thursday, the Chiefs over Jets on Sunday, and the Seahawks over the Giants on Monday. Who do you have winning the Thursday night matchup of Packers over Lions?
I have the Detroit Lions winning that game.
All right.
I am not confident.
I have the Green Bay Packers strictly off the strength of Jordan Love in that fourth quarter comeback last week. That was crazy. So
Hey, you remember when that nigga fell over his own line of scrimmage? You remember that?
Yeah, it happens.
Cost that nigga the game. It do? I've never seen that happen. He cool though. He a nice quarterback though.
And they're getting good. They should. I hope they get Aaron Jones back for fantasy purposes. But I think Christian Watson will also be back as well. So he hasn't played this season. So
thank God. That's another nigga I had. Oh. Nigga, I was cooked. I promise you. I'm getting this shit back in blood in the playoffs. I swear. I promise you, nigga. I'm 2-1, nigga. He should not be undefeated right now. He barely won that game. I'm not getting
that's why I kept texting you. I was like, it said I got a 90% chance to win. I don't think I do.
And then that nigga, and your nigga missed the field goal the first time. I was like, I was like,
I'm not going to win this game.
Well, go ahead, bro.
The Sunday night game will be the Chiefs versus the Jets, and I don't even need to ask you. He has the Chiefs winning against the Jets because just be for real. Honestly.
Be for real. Zach Wilson, nigga. Care about that nigga. I mean, and Taylor Swift coming to that game, bro. They dropping 50, nigga. Travis Kelce might get a hat trick.
Travis Kelce got the state trooper mustache. He's ready.
Oh God, he do.
He's ready to turn his body camera off. Oh, we have on Monday, it will be the Seahawks versus the Giants, and in that game, I have the Seahawks winning.
I also have the Seahawks winning. Saquon is questionable. It would be a stretch for him to play, and if that's the case, I'm definitely going to Seahawks. But for fantasy purposes, god damn, nigga, please hurry the fuck up.
I choose the Seahawks just off the strength. I don't like the New York Giants, and I think they're a bad football team. Yeah. Now, for your upset, who do you have?
I ain't gonna lie to you. Kind of forgot what I had in my head, but I feel like I told you. But my upset was, oh my God, what was? Oh, Ravens over Browns. That was my upset because they have the Browns as a 3-point.
Okay,
it's 3-point favorite.
I could see that happening. That for sure should happen, especially with Bill Cosby throwing the ball all the way backwards. Like I've never seen a quarterback do that. He behind the line, he beamed the ball behind him. Like,
nah, that's crazy. If I was really bold, I would have picked Buccaneers over Saints. I was thinking about that game because I do not think highly of the Saints at all. I don't give a fuck what nobody's talking about.
They're not good.
Buccaneers low key kind of cold.
For my upset, I have the Dolphins over the Bills because the Bills are a 3.5-point favorite, I believe. And I really
that's kind of crazy too. I don't know why either.
Dolphins are good, like objectively good. And I really don't think anybody can cover them because like Mike McDaniel is a madman. Like the way he draws up plays, especially with like the orbit screens that come out to be like the lead blocker, and then it's just crazy. I've never seen nothing like. Nobody thinks of stuff like that.
They be designing plays for Tyreek Hill to have a running start, which is some crazy shit to do. That is an unstoppable play to have him at a running start, and you have DBs backpedaling to go catch this nigga.
They call emotion on 82% of their plays. 82%. So not only are they in Miami where it's hot as hell, then they have the fastest players and like 4 of the fastest NFL players with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, and Devin Achane. Like, what is like? You can't really stop that. So I have the Dolphins over the Bills. Now, I honestly wanted this to be my lock because I don't think it's gonna be close either.
That nigga, that no look, that Tua no look, that was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Tua's sort of cold.
He's cold, nigga.
Who do you have for your lock for the week?
My lock for the week. Who do I have in my lock? Actually, my lock of the week will be. I don't know who I picked. What the fuck?
Hold up. Didn't you pick? I thought you picked the Chargers over the Raiders.
Oh, I sure did. Chargers over Raiders. Yeah, I definitely did. That's my fault. Yeah. Chargers over Raiders. That's my lock. I know that they lost Mike Williams for the season. But that tight end, Which I'm also I'm also pissed that you picked that nigga because I was about to pick that nigga myself. Because I watched that game. Like I had to cover that game. I saw that nigga like, oh, as soon as next week, I'm finna grab that nigga, and your ass grabbed him.
I was thinking about it. I was like I wanted the two I wanted was Devin Achan and him, but then like I think Jose got Devin Achan for like he spent like $50 to get 50 fake fantasy football dollars, not real dollars.
Yeah,
50 fantasy football dollars to get. I was like, that's crazy, but hey, more power to him.
I needed that one because I might have to negotiate with you, nigga, because I'm down bad for tight ends right now. Well, I might tap in later, but yeah, that's my lock.
And my lock will be the 49ers over the Cardinals because even though the Cardinals beat Dallas and they actually look sort of good, they've only won one game, but in all their games they've been competitive. So the Cardinals sort of look good, and honestly, I don't think they need to tank because they'll get Kyler Murray back and be like they already have their franchise quarterback, so they might just be good, honestly. But yeah,
I feel like they're the toughest winless team.
They got one win against Dallas.
Well, I'm saying like coming into it, like this is one of the toughest tanking teams I've ever seen. In football, it's crazy.
But for my lock, despite all that, my lock I have the 49ers over the Cardinals because the 49ers Debo. 49ers just too good.
And hopefully Brandon Ayuk comes back because I need this nigga. I promise you, bro.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Now, we wrapped up our picks. We talked about a lot of stuff, but we have some hot takes to get off. So, how would you like to go about it? Do you want me to go first or you go first?
You got yours? I know, like, when we started, you was kind of like...
No, I got mine now.
All right, bet. I'm going to go ahead and let you cook because I might, I might go be... Yeah, let's go ahead. Go with you.
All right, my hot take. Excuse me. I've been thinking this for years.
Damn.
No, like it's never made sense to me.
Okay.
I don't think. Well, all these quarterbacks that are being drafted, just sit a year, bro. There's nothing wrong with it. I think all these quarterbacks. I think all these quarterbacks should sit a year.
Oh,
like
okay.
That's why you have players like if Justin Fields sat a year behind. I think they sit a year behind a competent quarterback, somebody they can learn from. Justin Fields, he sat behind Mitch Trubisky for like a couple games, and then they're like, all right, but you're up. He sucks. So I think all these quarterbacks need that extra year, need that extra time to really get used to the NFL because just throwing them out, like they'll suck. And I feel like it won't really benefit them. Like people will say, oh, they need that real time out on the field. I don't necessarily think so because you have people like Zach Wilson, who I think, like I said before, I think Zach Wilson has talent. He's just not utilizing it correctly. He's nervous. I think he needed that. Like, I think he would need more time to really sit and learn and observe. And I think that's what he expected to have with Aaron, and didn't happen because his Achilles got destroyed like the twin. Anyways.
Whoa! Wait, before you go, hey, no. Before you continue, no, wait, I gotta ask this. When you talked about Zach Wilson, right? And you said it could have happened with Aaron Rodgers, X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to ask this question: is Aaron Rodgers just not in New York anymore? Can niggas not call him?
I feel like it's different when you're on the field. Like when he's on the field with him, he can actually like, hey, this is how you're supposed to throw it. Like he can't even stand right now for real. And he's probably gonna be focused way more on his own rehab if he's really trying to return in time for the playoffs, which one, the Jets aren't making the playoffs, so relax. And two, you would never have been able to return in time for the playoffs anyway. So relax once again.
Yeah, real niggas know why I asked that question. Check out that last TikTok I posted. It'll make all the sense in the world. That nigga's still alive. Keep going.
And TikTok and Instagram, please stop taking the audio off our video.
Oh God, please.
Like, bro.
We'll get to that later, but for sure.
But to continue to take, all these quarterbacks need to sit a year. Justin Fields, like I said, he would have benefited sitting a year. Trey Lance, he would have benefited if he was sitting behind, or if he had a team that actually cared about him. But the Niners don't care about anybody except running backs and Deebo Samuel, honestly, and George Kittle. But then you have, who else should have sat a year? Or rather, Patrick Mahomes, he sat a year And I 100% think that year behind Alex Smith was probably the best thing that happened for him because I watched him at Texas Tech. He was he always had the crazy arm and everything, but he was an interception machine because he just had to do too much. And that year behind Alex Smith, where he was learning behind him and getting tutelage from Andy Reid, I think that was the best thing to happen for him and let him learn how to really be a professional quarterback. Let him learn how to. He said he couldn't read defense, so it didn't really teach him how to read defenses, but it teach him how to manage situations better. So I just feel like, yeah, all this quarterback need to sit here.
Did you already say Jordan Love already? You said that, right?
No, I forgot. But Jordan Love, look at him. Has he looked? He hasn't looked like lights out by any means, but he looks like a solid young quarterback. And he just led a fourth quarter comeback against the Saints. They were down like 17-0, I think. And they came back and won.
Came back and won that bitch. Yeah. But at the same time, you do have the Mac Jones situation where he sat behind Cam Newton and
he didn't sit behind not the whole year. And Cam Newton, like that's not.
Oh, you want a full year? You want a full year? Okay,
and behind like an adequate quarterback because Cam, I love Cam, like I said, but this was not the same Cam. He was an injured Cam, and they had to like change the playbook completely to fit Mac Jones because you couldn't find two more different quarterbacks than Cam Newton and Mac Jones.
Yeah, Dreadhead Cam has never been my Cam at all. I've never claimed that nigga.
He started growing dreads in Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. But that still wasn't my Cam. 2015 and before, that was the Cam I said, no, that's my nigga. Nah, that shit, he started growing them dreads out and started doing some other shit. No, that we kept having conversations. Will this be the MVP Cam? No, it wasn't. Something about dreads, bro. Niggas, I told you about the goddamn dreads. Niggas stop performing well when they get them dreads. I ain't gonna lie to you. Niggas think I'm anti-black for saying that, but it's stats are the stats. But I do agree with you. Niggas do need to. I don't know why niggas just feel the need that just playing a fucking quarterback immediately is just gonna give out results. And can't nobody tell me a nigga that has adequately done so. And then they'll bring up Andrew Luck, and then I'm like, he retired fucking early because they didn't put their ducks in a row and in order to make sure that this nigga could stay protected during the time he was sitting out. So I don't know why y'all niggas keep bringing up these other comparisons.
And I forgot to mention, because the main person that made me think of this point was Bryce Young, because he played the first two games. He hasn't looked particularly good, but it's the Panthers, and the Panthers have literally nobody for him. All his he has one fast receiver, and that's DJ Chark, but DJ Chark has been hurt up until last week. All his other receivers are slow. They have Adam Thielen, Adam Thielen was good when he's good. Now he runs as fast as me. He can't separate. He can't get open. And like these are things that Bryce Young needs as a quarterback, especially as a small one, because he needs people to be like on time to their targets. And with these receivers who can't separate, they can't be on time. So I think Bryce Young, he should sit. And even last week he was injured, so he didn't play. And they had Andy Dalton start. Andy Dalton threw for 300 yards. Bryce Young has not done that in any of his first two starts. The offense actually looked like it could move. And so, yeah, I think these quarterbacks need to sit, especially in Bryce Young. He needs to get bigger. He's too small. They can't even. They literally cannot run quarterback sneaks with him. They put in Andy Dalton for those.
Yeah, that's tough, and that's why I'm kind of impressed about C.J. Stroud, because I liked the height that he came up with. And look, he's Ohio State, but at the end of the day, I think he could be good. I like that. I like that little dancey dance that these niggas be doing in the end zone. It's kind of cool. I fuck with it. But I do agree with your overall standpoint that niggas is just, I don't know. I don't know if they just love football, fantasy football a little too much, but it's just like, let these young quarterbacks develop, and then you're gonna get upset with them in year two because they have no development and nobody to look up to, and the franchise sucks, and you're just like, why can't he do anything right? And it's just like, you're not even setting this nigga up for success and letting that nigga learn behind somebody great. So that's just my opinion. Any quarterback that has won the Super Bowl has sat behind somebody at least for a couple games. So that's just my opinion. But for my hot take of the week, Um, the NBA better watch out. All right, NBA, listen to me and listen to me well. You may be the best in the world, and I'm tired of really talking about that nigga Trevor Niles or Noah Lyles, whatever that whack ass nigga name is. I'm tired of talking about that nigga. But Saudi Arabia is coming for you niggas, and there's nothing you can do about it. I predict my hot take is in the foreseeable future, Saudi Arabia will either have a league or will be heavily partnered with the NBA in the foreseeable future. They will be there for the foreseeable future. I say this because they've been doing it with other sports all across the world.
Talk about
They've done it. Niggas was laughing. Them PGA niggas was laughing their ass off when Live Golf first established in 2021.
They was like, ha, this will never take off.
Like, what the fuck? They was out here offering Tiger Woods $700 million. They was offering Phil Mickelson $200 million. They was slandering these golf niggas.
Can we just discuss? If I'm Tiger Woods, I'm sorry. Like Tiger Woods, he already has every single award he could have. Like, this is nothing like Steven Jackson conversation. If somebody offered me $700 million to do a game that I'm not even super cold at no more because I'm old and I have back problems, yes, I'm doing it. $700 million.
And on top of that, you would think that they would have to go to Saudi Arabia. No, nigga. They put this game on U.S. soil. So they told Phil Mickelson, you don't have to change your house. You don't have to change your address. We're going to pay you $200 million to play this same game that's going to be 45 minutes away from the PGA tournament. Are you going to do it or not? And that old-ass nigga said yes. And there was a lot of niggas that kept saying yes. And niggas got slandered. There's a lot of golf niggas that got slandered for taking that Live Golf money, talking about all these conspiracies and shit. But at the end of the day, established in 2021, by the end of 2022, they were officially partnered with PGA. And anything that PGA does, Saudi Arabia is somewhere with their hands on it at all times. Let that shit sink in.
Doesn't Live own part of the PGA now? Like, I think they merged, right? Yeah, they merged. Like, just like the NBA and the ABA kind of merged to become one big ass league. They did the same thing with Live Golf. And niggas, they did that shit so fucking quick. Normally it takes a decade. You gotta build some track is. They did that shit in the calendar year plus a couple months. Now the Premier League, soccer. I know a lot of you niggas. I know this is NSO. Y'all not keeping up with that shit. I understand. But these are the best of the best soccer players. And they'll have niggas like Neymar. They'll offer that nigga a $700 million contract. Give that nigga a mansion on top of that. Give him 25 butlers. And on top of that, every time he posts anything on his story, anything on his Instagram, anything that has any positivity about Saudi Arabia, that's a $500,000 bonus for each post. $500,000. That's all you'd be seeing from me.
Each post. Oh, also, by the way, all of this money is tax-free. They do not pay taxes out there. That is tax-free money. You not have to give that to no kind of Uncle Sam, Pam, nobody. Bam, nobody, right? So they've already committed up to $260 billion on sports. And you're probably saying, hey, Greg, why the fuck would they want to do all that? Why are they so invested in sports right now? Well, I'll tell you this. Money may be infinite for these niggas, but oil and gas and fossil fuels will be extinct at some time, and they're trying their best. There's two reasons. That's one of the reasons. They're trying to get away from the oil industry because that's going to run out at some point. At some point, we will move from gas to electric, and this shit will be meaningless, and that money is going to dry up. And second of all, people are saying that they're trying to they're calling it sports washing. Yeah. They're trying to sports watch right now. And have a better perception of what Saudi Arabia is versus the narratives that they used to have back in the day during the Bush administration and all that extra shit. You know what I mean? We ain't got to go about this. It's not no political ass podcast. You feel me? We talk about sports. But those are the two reasons why they're so aggressive about spending all this goddamn money. So the 4 pillars. This was the 4 pillars I wanted to break down to Jax because I feel like if these niggas do this, because these are the 4 pillars he's done for every sport, and they're gonna do it for basketball, and I think it works seamlessly. Now it depends. 1 and 2 can be interchangeable depending on if that league is going to be on U.S. soil or if it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. So if it happens to be in Saudi Arabia, pillar number 1, they're going to target all these international players. That's their first target. They're going to target them international players because
when you say international, you mean like the European players or like
European players. Anybody that was not anybody that's not American born, they're going to attack them first. The Luka Doncic, the Jokic's, the Giannis's. They're going to go big because they're going to say their pitching point is going to be, hey, yo, look, we know that you left your country because you love playing basketball in your country. You talk about it all the time. You talk about beating Team USA all the time in the Olympics. You only went to USA because at that time, there was only one league in the whole wide world that can give you a $100 million contract. So their opposition is, hey, if you can do it if you've done it before, you can do it again. You can go to Saudi Arabia and do this shit for 1 year. We're not committing you to 5, 6, 7 years. We just ask for 1 year, $700 million. You can take it if you want. I mean, look, it's money. The money is there. We're not forcing you to take it if you don't want it. But this is what we're offering you. Now, if they do it on U.S. soil, then they're going to start talking they're going to target these slightly older superstars.
Isaiah Thomas, it's your time.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas, it's your time.
Isaiah Thomas. James Harden, a nigga that's been vocal about going to China and playing basketball in China. You know what I mean? Russell Westbrook. All these other niggas that are not necessarily making that superstar money anymore, and they feel like the league is disrespecting them, they'll have the Saudi Arabia stuff, especially if it's on U.S. soil. Now, the third pillar. Now, this might be one of the second to most important pillars of it at all. Mid-level players. This is the game changer because this is what legitimizes the league, right? Austin Rivers was on a podcast, I believe, with I don't know if it was JJ Redick, but he was talking about the CBA deal and agreement. He was saying that he didn't like the way James Harden and Damian Lillard was moving because it's bad for the league, and he wanted to talk about the CBA, but he kept his mouth shut. But he was basically like, either niggas is making $50 million or $2 million. There is no in between.
That's true.
These mid-level players, either you're making a super max or you're not, and that's bad for the league. The league is basically saying they don't give a fuck about the average player like that. So Saudi Arabia, that's when Saudi Arabia swoops in and say, hey, yo, Dylan Brooks, hey, how about two years, $100 million? Victor Oladipo, just recently signed for $2 million when he could have had $40 million 3 years ago. They can go to Victor Oladipo and be like, hey, yo, 3 years, $150 million. Take it or leave it. What's up with it? You know what I mean? It's up to you. On top of that, you already have players that's playing in Barcelona, playing in other Jabari Parker's playing in Barcelona, Willie Cauley-Stein, Dwight Howard. These are niggas that
Boogie Cousins.
These niggas can be in the league, but for whatever reason they're not. And the first thing niggas will be like when Willie Cauley-Stein said this before, just 2 weeks ago. He was like, "Hey yo, I just don't like how the NBA is being played right now. It's corrupt. It's whatever. I like international play better anyway." Most niggas would come back and clap back at that nigga and be like, he's only saying that because he can't get an NBA contract. That nigga had 3 NBA offers before he decided to go to the international league. He chose to do that by himself. He had 3 NBA offers. So he really means what the fuck what he's saying. And I feel like other mid-level players feel the same way as well. So that's a pillar that they will do. And then finally, the last pillar, because I don't want to just, bombard this shit. The last pillar is getting these young players that may be superstars very early, extremely early before they have real leverage. Now, Jax, I'm going to present you a scenario, and I want you to have a real nigga moment with me, all right? So,
all right.
Let
me sit up in my chair.
Let's have a real nigga moment about this, right? Because we just had a conversation about this last week about niggas coming from the hood and niggas not coming from the trenches, X, Y, and Z. Hypothetically, let's just say that Victor Wembanyama was a nigga from the hood and came from the trenches and he was in the United States of America. Just hypothetically, just run with me. Let's just say it's a LeBron James situation, but this is Victor Wembanyama because I know his contract very thoroughly at this point. Now, had this nigga had Saudi Arabia grabbed that nigga at 16 years old, 17 years old, like 2 or 3 years before, and said, "Hey, yo, a lot of you niggas, a lot of these people are calling you generational talent right now. They're saying you're a generational talent. We gonna pay you like generational talent. We gonna pay you 1 year, $800 million." And I'm only comparing this because I'm going off of what they paid these younger players in these other leagues. And this nigga's having a cough storm right now. This shit getting crazy. But imagine he's like, "Hey, yo, you can go to college or you can go to the G League. You can go to the G League and get $500,000 that year. You can go to college and get that little $2.8 million NIL deal. That's cool. Or you can go 2 years or 1 year. We can ask for 1 year. $500 million. Just 1 year. $500 million and it's tax free." Now,
or you can say,
now, when you go back home and you have to go greet your mother that's been working 2 jobs, and your father that 5 years ago left to go get some milk, and all of a sudden you started hooping again, and now he's back at that table. Now we having real conversations about you just spending 1 year, $500 million. We already know that in Live Golf, they do this on U.S. soil too. You don't even have to go to Saudi Arabia. You could be right here in the United States playing in New York for $500 million for 1 year. And you can then declare for the draft. Also, still, it's easy. But on top of that, once we have that leverage with you, what Saudi Arabia tends to do is once that year is up, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna go to the draft." You say, "Okay, bet." Wembanyama is going to be making $13 million a year for the next 4 years until his rookie extension. So he's not going to be making that crazy max player superstar money until 4 to 5 years later. And that's not including what my brother Jax always says. That's barring injuries. You feel me? That's barring any injuries. You will be on that trajectory. All Saudi Arabia has to do, and what they tend to do is, okay, you can go. I see that they're making 13. You're going to be making 13 mil. So that's like what, $150 million pay cut that you going. That's cool. Enjoy your time. But look, I got $700 more million just for you, just in case you want to do 1 more year. I'm just saying, it's right there for you. You can go leave. They do this every time with these young players, and it makes niggas think. It's like, hey, do I go get this quick bag real quick? Or do I just stay moral and care about my legacy? Because a lot of these international players don't. And a lot of these U.S. niggas is not. These are the conversations that are going to be had from a nigga from the trenches. Now, Jax, if you are at that table and you are from the trenches, what is the answer you going to give these niggas?
Saying if you're from the trenches is wild.
I'm just asking. I don't say. I'm just saying.
Honestly, if I was Steven Jackson, I'd obviously just go straight to the NBA. But since I'm not Steven Jackson, I would 100%. I'd take the money for the first year just to okay, is this real? Yeah, okay. Get the 500. Be cool that first year. Then they offer me another 500 or 700. I'll take it again next year. But I'm not really a person that can be bought. So I'll I'll get the 2 years and then I'm gonna go to the NBA.
You have the opportunity to secure financial freedom,
bro.
In one calendar
run up
year.
$1 billion in 2 years and then just go to the NBA. I just hoop for fun after that, honestly.
Exactly. You wouldn't give a fuck.
Minimum. It doesn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. So my thing is the NBA will have no choice but to kind of partner with these niggas at some point because they cannot go band for band. They gonna fuck up the salary cap, fucking with Saudi Arabia. You not paying nobody $1 billion contract like these niggas. They've already said that they've already put money $260 billion to the side, and they're willing to add more You're not competing with a country, and Joe Biden don't give a fuck about sports enough to go help your dumb ass. You're not even the most popular sport in America.
Yeah.
And you ask it, and you think you want to get money to go ban for Saudi Arabia? No, nigga.
Y'all be
and all
scared playing NBA games at the same time as a football game, so we don't even.
Yeah, y'all too pussy to do that. We saw how post COVID was when football and basketball was played at the same time. We know how that ended. Let's be fucking for real.
We see how the NBA gets salty when the NFL play them Christmas games. We see it
for sure. But my thing is, I say all of this, and these are their 4 pillars, and I'm only saying that to say 4 pillars because they have done this for each league and it has worked. And I'm saying that look, it's one thing to talk about it, and it's another thing to actually execute it. And at the end of the day, Saudi Arabia has to actually give a fuck about basketball enough to go to these levels to do it. But if you really feel that, my mentality is you really give a fuck about golf like that, you gonna care about basketball at some point.
Golf was just like a little trial to see if they can.
That's what we can really do this shit for real. And then they went to
like they're gonna put the exact same thing with the NBA. Like the way you said that, and like the way this just remind me of the golf. It's gonna go exactly the same way as the golf.
That's what I'm saying, bro. As soon as they were able to put that shit on U.S. soil, that's when I started believing. Because at first I was just like, there was going to be that impact of like, you don't know what the fuck you finna see in Saudi Arabia. Niggas be doing some weird shit every other time. But once they put that shit in the soil, once that live golf shit went crazy, I was like, okay, yeah. That's my hot take that in the foreseeable future, Saudi Arabia will have their hands in that, and in sports betting, and in anything that deals with sports. It's just gonna happen like Thanos collecting fucking gems. They're gonna be a part of it. They will be the new China at some point when it comes to this bullshit, when it comes to this sports shit. You feel me? That's what I really feel like. Now, Jax, I want your opinion on that. I want your thoughts on that, because it is easier said than done. But what I just laid out to you, it's hard to not think about.
No, it's going, like I said, it's going to happen the same way as it is with the golf. And I know that's going to cause a whole lot of problems because it's, the U.S. We don't, not we, but like,
yeah,
the greater U.S., like, you know what I mean? We don't really want that to happen to our country.
Absolutely.
But I just feel like all of this is sort of gearing up for the real cash cow, or I guess the real American cash cow, which is the NFL. And I think the NFL has too many good old boys and everything to eventually fall for that, but that's a lot of money, and money talks. So if it gets to the NBA the way we're thinking it will, it's gonna get a little scary for the NFL, especially because there's a lot of people right now that don't like the league or beefing with the league and the commissioners and everything. They don't have guaranteed contracts and stuff like that. Like
they gonna go straight for them running backs. They gonna go straight for them running backs, nigga.
No, it's gonna get hectic. It's going to be wild.
It is. I agree. And it's like, me personally, I just feel like it's inevitable. I feel like it's just going to happen. It's either pay me now or pay me later. I just feel like they are too aggressive right now for it to not, be something. Like this is going to flop. It's not going to flop. Some of this shit is just not going to flop. I can't see it flopping.
They show Jonathan Taylor that doesn't even got to pay him a lot. They show Jonathan Taylor a $20 million contract. He'll go crazy. He'll pass out.
Yo, they can give that nigga $50 million tonight. No questions asked.
He'll be out of there.
That nigga is out of there. That nigga said, nah, man, get ready to speak Arabic, my nigga. Get ready to learn Arabic, my nigga. It's raps. It's raps. I don't even know if I said that correctly, but it's okay. It's in the show. But, yeah, that's my hot take. I am looking forward to seeing how this shit plays out, because I feel like these niggas is treating this shit just like PGA, and they just trying to act like they in their own little American bubble right now, and not seeing what the fuck is going on across the country right now. It's getting really busy, and not enough people is talking about this. And when I make this into a reel and this bitch go crazy, I want niggas to understand I was one of the first niggas to pioneer and say this shit. I ain't gonna lie.
The NBA is gonna try to stop this from getting out. When they're the ones that need to see this, so they're the ones that need to see this, so they can know.
They gonna shut up our audio again, nigga. Oh, Adam Silver's like, that's enough. That's enough. He said, John Morant was enough, nigga. I'm stressed, nigga. I'm stressed. Yeah, I understand. I also heard HBO Max is hosting NBA games and shit. It's a weird concept. I did not know niggas was doing that. I mean, I'm glad I have a subscription, but like, for these other niggas, I don't know.
Yeah, the Saudi Arabian, this finna be a wrap. If they go into HBO to get Nasser a wrap, it's finna be a wrap.
Yeah. All the Christmas games are gonna be on HBO Max. Opening day. Opening
not
day.
Gonna be anywhere else.
I mean, I assume that it might be somewhere else, but like,
because
I feel like
they started doing that Thursday night game on Amazon, which I have Amazon, so it's cool. But like, it's not shown nowhere else. But
I think it's gonna be like Hulu. Hulu has live sports type shit.
Okay.
I think that's what's gonna happen. But nigga, I didn't ask for that. I just asked for you to give me another season of Winning Time so I can watch Magic Johnson.
Man, listen.
And the show.
I haven't even watched the finale. I haven't even watched the last episode yet because I'm mad.
I'm pissed.
But the strike is over, so like I heard that they like canceled the show, so they won't have to pay them during the strike, and then like it's gonna get picked back up eventually. I hope that better happen because Winning Time. It better.
That is a great show, and y'all let all these other bullshit ass shows rock, like Big Mouth, and then all these other bullshit ass shows. But when it comes to Winning Time, y'all want to cut that shit off? That's some bullshit. And they better hurry up.
Winning Time was like the best thing on TV.
That shit was fucking.
Until Love Is Blind came back.
Oh God. And you reminded me I need to watch it as soon as we get off. I'm tapping in as soon as I get off, nigga. I'm gonna edit this podcast and have that bitch in the background, and we gonna be rocking, nigga.
No, you need to give that your full attention, bro. Don't even.
Oh, for real? I bet. That's a fucking bet.
You just need to. I'm telling you, bro. The first 4. Listen, you're gonna watch the episodes and you're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness!" And I'm gonna just be like, "I told you, bro."
I'm gonna lock in. Nah, this is a great episode. I think this was one of our better episodes.
Yeah.
And we just had a banker last week with Dana and Feek and all those boys out there. Shout out to the Redacted show. Those are some good guys out there. They act a little delusional, but those are still good guys at the end of the day.
They have questionable beliefs about quarterbacks, but
that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what they was on. And there's niggas in the comments talking crazy too. But shout out to y'all for making our posts go viral again.
Yeah.
We had a little slow slump, and then we picked that shit right back up.
Until the forces that be stopped us.
On both platforms, actually. TikTok went crazy, and then the next day, IG was like, you know what? My bad. Let me turn this bitch up real quick. So that was cool. I appreciate that. Jax, any last words that you want to tell the people, or you want to give out thoughts or anything?
No, just continue to like and subscribe and follow us. We're getting a whole lot more followers on our pages. I'm getting notifications and stuff.
Oh God!
So I appreciate that. And also, one more time, Instagram and TikTok, please stop taking the audio from our videos.
Yo, bro,
we're not doing anything wrong. I promise you, please.
Oh God, we just following your rules, dummy. You feel me? Like that's crazy.
Young black men trying to make it, man.
I'm saying, bro, and through it all, we've been able to overcome every last one of these bullshit ass obstacles.
Still I rise.
Still I fucking rise. I appreciate y'all. We will be back next week. Like ain't nothing happened. And without further ado, this is the play for keeps. I would say merch is on the way, but it's not.
For real. Don't get excited.
It's not happening anytime soon. We might steal some merch, but us make it on our own. Nah, we need y'all to like and subscribe some more. Have a real fan base before we start selling shit. But be easy. Go get some bitches.